I was making another video for you. I actually went through with the whole entire astrology of February and did the Jack and Emma story. I was going to share that, speak it out, tell you the story, but as I was doing that, something I didn't quite feel like, I don't know, it feels too personal, to be honest. I'm like, these are fake people. I know they're fake people. I'm making them up, but I kind of felt like it was better if I just published it as something you can read. So if you're interested in the Jack and Emma story, I'll publish that and then you can read that. I'll put a link in the description below. I just wanted to let you know that February has a lot of interesting astrology. It's quite beautiful. And the reason I wanted to keep going with Jack and Emma is because February does lend itself to a romantic story, happy moments, and hope, regeneration. Mars is going direct. So happy about that. My gosh, Mars being retrograde has been a doozy for me. And maybe it has been for you too, or maybe it's been nothing. That's the kind of wild thing about astrology. It just really depends on your chart, what planets are important, what planets aren't important. It's not a one size fits all thing. And so I liked writing the Jack and Emma stories and I like sharing them with you because it sort of shows how astrology is very subtle at times and it's not so hyperbolic. It's not this changes this or your life will never be the same or, those things that they get you to watch the video, but I mean, they're not necessarily realistic. So the Jack and Emma story, it does get quite romantic in the month of February. So if you want to go ahead and click on the link below, I'll have that there for you. Some of the highlights of February, oh man, besides Mars going direct, and I'll tell you about that in a second, is Jupiter is also going direct. That's going to be really nice. On February 4th, that's when that happens. And Jupiter in Gemini, it's not exactly where it loves to be, right? It's the dignity scheme. It's kind of the opposite. So it belongs in quote unquote Sagittarius and Gemini. It's a little different. So there's been a lot of miscommunications, confusion, not really knowing what's going on, and it's gotten quite big. So I think there will be some clarity after the 4th of February for that. On February 7th, 2025, this is a cool one, North Node conjunct Neptune. The North Node has entered into Pisces and South Node into Virgo. I also wrote a bunch of stuff about that. Either if you want, I can make a video about it or I can just publish it so you can read it. But this is pretty special. Neptune is super slow moving. It's really at the end of its journey in Pisces, and the North Node conjoining there is sort of a moment of karmic development, dreaminess, understanding the whole picture of this Neptune period, as long as whatever whole sign house it's in for you and what story Neptune has been. And Neptune is romantic, it's delusional, everything's a bell curve. It's got both sides. So the North Node there is a dreamy kind of energy, but it's also seeing how we can move forward and make changes in that area to get to a closer place of spiritual awareness, I think, and your spiritual purpose. And it really just depends on which whole sign house it's in for you. On February 12th, we have a full moon in Leo, and there's going to be some interesting stuff going on with that because Uranus is involved in an opposition. It's going to be unpredictable in that way. So if things get blown out of proportion or ego versus different ideas or thoughts, this could just be in the world in general. Things are just bizarro right now, bizarro world, and things are all over the world changing, and just trying to get used to it. So don't be surprised if that full moon shows something, illuminates something, changes your mind about something that you didn't believe before. That's possible. On February 14th, that's Valentine's Day, Mercury enters Pisces. I like that. Mercury in Pisces is one of my favorites. I've done a few videos. I don't know why, but that's just such a draw for me. Mercury in Pisces is actually in detriment, according to the dignity scheme, but Mercury in Pisces is poetry. It's being able to take your dreams, like literal dreams, and put them into words. And oh, I don't know, man. I really like Mercury in Pisces. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. It's shifting our minds from Aquarian and Capricornian Mercury, which it always goes back to back, and then it comes into Pisces, and it's almost like a relaxation. It's a reset. But first, before it goes forward, it goes to that dream space, very heart-centered, intuition, able to express something very beautiful. On February 18th, the sun enters Pisces, and that's Pisces season. I love Pisces season. I just enjoy Pisces in general. So that's the beginning of that. Then Mars goes direct. Yes, super excited about that. I'd love to hear your stories if you've had any things that happen, or like people coming back into your life that may be an emotional difficulty to deal with, or closure in some of those areas of life, something like that, that comes through. But on the 24th, we're going to go direct. So no more backwards into Cancer. It's going to be at 17 degrees where it stations. It's going to look like it's stopped for a while. If you go out at night, man, Mars is so beautiful right now. And it's the closest it gets during its retrograde, which is interesting. It's very close to Earth. And the view of it is, you just can almost feel, I don't know, I can feel it. So we're going to go back into a Mars Pluto situation again, that opposition. And, we've already had a couple of those, so we can deal with it. It's going to be fine. It's be fine. February 25th, we have a Mercury Saturn conjunction. And all these planets are very visible. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's a planetary parade is what's being called. And you can see so many. Venus at sunset is the evening star, and then Jupiter up, and Mars, and Mercury's out. And then there's the ones that you can't see with your naked eye, but they're out there too. So Mercury and Saturn conjunctions, also one of my favorites. It's putting that quickness of Mercury with Saturn. And remember, I keep saying Saturn is in that Piscean area where you can contain some of that dreaminess. You can put it in that bag, that bindle, and bring it home. Mercury puts the words, that it's able to communicate that. So it's a really good time during this period to maybe even write down some of your dreams, write down some of your thoughts, write down some of your goals, because it's going to be available to you later on because of this container that Saturn brings. The astrological month ends, and the month ends February 28th with a new moon in Pisces. It's complications with that one because we get a square from the new moon to Jupiter in Gemini, but it has a trine to Mars in Cancer. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, I'll definitely be making a video about that and try to bring some interesting analogies in and thoughts or whatever, the way I usually do. But anyway, that's the month of February. I'll link the Jack and Emma story in the description below. I want to say a very personal thank you. Thank you so much. Those of you who have seen my post about my sister, or my last video, my sister had pretty radical surgery for breast cancer about a week ago now, I guess. Yeah, about a week ago. And she's doing amazing. She's doing really, really well. And I wanted to just say thank you for any thoughts you gave, or words you may have shared, or even just being a witness to this experience. I know it's not unique to me or my family. I know there's so many people that are going through a lot of difficulty, and it just feels so beautiful knowing that when we share these things, we connect, and we build something meaningful and powerful. So one cute little story, this last video that I made where I mentioned it, I was talking about snakes. I was talking about the year of the snake. And after my sister's surgery, a few days after, she was ready to walk around. So we went out, and she wanted to go to Starbucks. She likes Starbucks. And so we went, and they have this cup for the year of the snake. And it's adorable. It's basically this beautiful little pink wood snake. It's a pink cup. She loves pink. And that's the color that represents breast cancer as well. And it was just a really beautiful full circle moment. We bought the cup, and it has all these words that are empowering. So I just wanted to say thank you again for that. And we'll see how it goes from here. Okay. I like you just the way you are. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll talk to you next time.